Good morning to Doctor and fellow friends. We are from Group 1, Team 4 and are going to present the solutions for tutorial 10 exercises. So the first question. Answer the following questions based on the payoff metric for a single period, two-firm game for firms, Spotify and JUS. Numbers in the matrix indicate the profit in billions of dollars for a large and small advertising strategy. The profit outcome cells are A, B, C, and D. So the solution for question 1a is the game is profit sum game because the sum of two firms' outcomes is positive. And next, the solutions for question 1b, Spotify pays off for the small and large strategies are given in the left column in the yellow triangles within cells A and C. Thus, Spotify should choose the large strategy since that would yield RM25, while the small strategy would only generate RM20. The same concept applies on JUS, where the large strategy will be chosen as the profits earned with the large strategy is RM25 and the small strategy only contribute to profit of RM20. And the solution for questions 1c, the Nash equilibrium is an outcome of a strategy game from which neither river wants to divide. Thus, the Nash equilibrium implies on cell D, where both firms are playing their dominant strategies. And the solution for question 1b, the total amounts of profits for both firms if they decide their strategy simultaneously is RM15.
Question 2. The market shares of films in 3 different industries are listed in the table below. Use this information to answer the questions below. A. What is the 4-firm concentration ratio for the industries above? To calculate 4-firm concentration ratio, add together the total sales for each of the 4 largest firms in the selected industry, then divide that sum by the total sales of the industry. Convert that result to a percentage, and that percentage value is the 4-firm concentration ratio. Based on the formula, we can calculate that telecommunications is 5%, food is 65%, and banking is 20%. Next, based on your findings, how would you describe each industry? Purely competitive, monopolistically competitive, or an oligopoly? Explain. For your information, 0% to 40% is purely competitive or monopolistically competitive, while exceed 40% is oligopoly. Therefore, we can determine that telecommunications is purely competitive because 5% implies a near perfect competition. Food is oligopoly because 65% exceeds 40%, and banking is monopolistically competitive because 20% is in the range between 0% to 40%. Next, based on the concentration ratio for the above industries, which industry would you expect to have the lowest Herfindahl index? The highest? For your information, to calculate Herfindahl index, square the market share of each company, then add together each result. The resulting sum is the Herfindahl index. Therefore, the lowest is telecommunications, which is 2,950, and the highest is food industry, which is 136,650. Next, Yuan-Jing will proceed with question 3.
So the next question is question 3. Discuss the market for gasoline and the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC role in determining the price. Can it be considered a cartel? The solution for question 3. The market of gasoline is considered as the homogeneous oligopoly market, as the market is dominated by a few large producers of standardized industrial products. Examples of gasoline companies in Malaysia are Petronas, Shell, Caltex, and BHP, and they all produce standardized industrial product which is gasoline or also called as petrol. The price and output levels in the gasoline market can be set by the oligopolies to maximize its profit, but the decisions are based on how they think their competitors will react. Apart from that, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC plays a role in determining the price of gasoline. The OPEC member countries collectively agree on how much gasoline to produce, which directly impacts the ready supply of gasoline oil in the global market at any given time. OPEC subsequently exerts considerable influence over the global market price of gasoline and tends to keep it relatively high in order to maximize profitability. If OPEC countries are unsatisfied with the price of gasoline, it is in their interest to cut the supply of gasoline, so prices of gasoline rise. However, no individual country actually wants to reduce supply, as this would mean reduced revenues. Ideally, they want the price of oil to rise while they increase supply so that revenues also rise, but that is not market dynamic. A plunge by OPEC to cut supply causes an immediate spike in the price of gasoline. Over time, the price reverts back to a level usually lower when supply is not meaningfully cut. Last but not least, OPEC acts as a cartel, which is a formal agreement among firms in the gasoline market to set the price of gasoline and establish the outputs of individual firms.
I will continue with question 4. Describe how near monopoly behavior in internet industries has fostered aggressive competition. Amazon has made forays outside of the online retail sector that it dominates. The foray best known to the general public is its Kindle line of tablet computers, which compete directly with the tablets made by Apple, Google, Microsoft, and the various manufacturers that utilize Google's Android operating system. But behind the scenes, Amazon has also become a major competitor to Google and Microsoft in providing businesses with online cloud computing services that run on the massive servers that Amazon, Google, and Microsoft must maintain for their core businesses like search. So in cloud computing, we see oligopoly competition resulting from internet titans branching out of their own dominant sectors to compete with each other. There's a simple reason for that aggressive competition. When a near monopoly already dominates its own sector, its only chance for major profit growth is to invade a rival sector. Proceeding to question 5. Explain why there is an incentive to cheat in collusive oligopoly. How does such behavior threaten collusive oligopoly over time? As the game theory model makes clear, collusive oligopolies are tempted to engage in secret price cutting to increase sales and profit. The difficulty with such cheating is that buyers who are paying a high price for a product may become aware of the lower price sales and demand similar treatment. Or buyers receiving a price concession from one producer may use the concession as a wedge to get even larger price concessions from a rival producer. Buyers' attempts to play producers against one another may precipitate price wars among the producers. Although secret price concessions are potentially profitable, they threaten collusive oligopolies over time. Collusion is more likely to succeed when cheating is easy to detect and punish. Then the conspirators are less likely to cheat on the price agreement. Now, I will pass to Yuan-Jing to explain the last question.
So the last question, question 6. Explain in non-technical terms why oligopolistic prices may tend to be inflexible. The reason why oligopolistic do not change prices is that they do not want to reduce their profits. In an oligopoly, where a firm increases its prices, none of the other firms do so. What happens then is that the firm that has increased its prices stands alone in the market. The number of people who buy from such a firm will reduce as the people go to the other firms in the market, which are still selling at a lower price. Thus, the firm that raises its prices loses a lot of customers and sees a fall in its profit. On the other hand, when a single firm decreases its prices, all the other firms follow suit. This is because the other firms fear that the firm that has reduced its prices will now be able to earn much higher profits. This results in a price war where firms repeatedly decrease prices. In the end, the market price is down by so much that all firms see their profits reduced considerably.